it ain't never gonna be about me. I'm just so happy I'm in purple and gold. And it's just another opponent. That's a far away memory for my family and I. It was an excellent opportunity that I had there. I'm so glad I'm a Tiger. I always wanted to be a Tiger. And as far as what they do, that's the furthest thing from my mind. This is just the next opponent.
Good evening and welcome to this week's edition of Tigers Roar. I am Tommy Krysan along with Jordy Holberg, and we've got pink everywhere.
Because real men wear pink.
So
Breast
that means
Cancer
tonight
Awareness
we
Month.
qualify as real men.
We're real men, baby.
All right, Ed Orgeron made a comment last week about the whole time he was at Ole Miss, he was wishing he was at LSU.
Right.
It's LSU Ole Miss week.
You think they put that on the bulletin board?
We can go back for decades and decades of the different things that have occurred in this rivalry, if you will, although it's not a true rivalry. I'll explain that in a minute. But I think his comment is yet another story to the 4 seconds on the clock with Burt Jones and Brad Davis and all kind of other things that Cannon run back the whole bit.
Now, he referenced, when they asked him about what do you remember, he referenced going to a, quote, Exxon gas station, right? And eating
You heard
chicken
about
on
that
a
flub?
stick.
You caught that flub?
Because I had my guest on, he said it's not an Exxon, it's a Chevron. And he has tasted the chicken on a stick, and it is good. But maybe that Chevron station will box up a whole bunch of those for the players to eat post-game.
Well, then he screwed up. He said that it's the best chicken he's ever had, and he forgot.
Then he forgot
had
one
a
of his
deal with
sponsors.
Raising Cane's,
Yes.
a personal services deal,
Yes.
and he forgot about that. Come on, Coach O, make a few notes. Get it a little
Chevron,
bit
Chevron,
yeah.
not Exxon.
Get it
And
a
don't
little
forget
straight.
about Todd Graves. There you go.
But he was at Ole Miss 05, 06, and 07, and it didn't go well. He says he learned from that experience, which all coaches learn
If
from
he
their-
could put 66 on Ole Miss like Alabama did, he would do it in a heartbeat.
Oh, I don't
in
think,
a heartbeat.
I don't think he pulls the foot off
No,
the gas pedal.
if he could.
That's the way it's going.
If he
right.
could,
Yeah,
yes.
if that's the way it's going. So it's yet. Don't you always remember this used to always be a Halloween thing?
Yes.
That's not the case now.
No.
TV and schedules and all that have changed many things, but it's LSU, Ole Miss in Oxford. You've been to Oxford probably more times than you'd care to have been to
I love
but-
Oxford. It's a great little city, but it's hard to get in, hard to get out.
Yeah, and the stadium's kind of small, if you will, compared to Tiger Stadium
Perfect
or
for
Auburn
that school,
or Georgia or Bama. But that place, they get into their football a little bit, the Grove, and
Nice.
a lot of beautiful women at Ole Miss.
Nice. They got great complex, great facilities. Their indoor facilities, top shelf. They've improved. The amenities within Vaught Hemingway Stadium are nice. So it's good. And look, be careful, LSU. This is one of those games. You're getting ready to face an open date. There's nothing worse than going into an open date, losing a ball game. And Ole Miss is one of those teams where you're better than they are. You know you are, but they are dangerous offensively. So be careful.
And what a difference 3 weeks will make. After they lost to Troy, a valid question was, will this team be bowl eligible?
Yes.
Well, if they win Saturday, they're going to be bowl eligible. So
And-
how fast things can change.
And winnable games down the road. So it could be remarkable. Could be remarkable. They owe it all, according to Ed Ojo, to Duke Riley. Duke Riley, apparently, I'd love to see that tape.
they got to have
God
a tape
after
of that, huh?
But you couldn't play it anywhere.
No, but
Sure
I'd
the
like to see it.
Expletives deleted.
No, I'd like to see
What
it.
are you going to call it? Are you going to call it the comeback game or the one that I like, the rally in Death Valley?
How about the comeback game rally in Death Valley? We put it all
I like
together.
the rally in Death Valley.
I mean,
What a comeback.
nobody's made a T-shirt yet.
Somebody will. Ding, ding, ding. Light bulb going off.
Well, I remember when that possum ran out on that baseball field against Arkansas. That was a late Saturday night game.
That was
They
enough.
played Sunday morning. I was working for the SEC that
rally
weekend,
possum.
and I got out to the stadium to the box very early, and there were already T-shirts with the possum and the rally possum stuff. So
It's amazing how they can
somebody
come up with
will do that.
names.
But
Names.
what a game! I mean, I didn't think
Remarkable.
LSU would win.
Me neither.
And when it was 20-0, I certainly didn't think
Me
they
neither.
would win. But that's kind of been the story of college football, Jordy. It's so unpredictable out there. Maybe Alabama than everybody else, but we've seen ranked teams losing like crazy. We've seen scores that you can't comprehend. It's been a very, even more so than some years, an unpredictable year. Just when you think you know what might happen, you find out you have no clue.
Ask Oklahoma, ask Washington State, ask Washington, ask Clemson. Crazy. I was a civilian for this game. I took my daughters. I bought 4 tickets, Stadium Club tickets, $1.15 a piece. Do the math.
Oh.
First quarter, it's 20 zip. My girls are going, Dad, can we leave? No, go eat. Go eat. We're not leaving.
Yeah, there you go. So no, it was a remarkable comeback. Adds to the story of the LSU Auburn stuff. This week we'll add to the story of LSU Ole Miss. Hey, on tonight's program, we're going to have a lot of video for you with Coach Ed Orgeron, with some of the Tiger football players. We'll recap pieces of his press conference held earlier this week. We'll hear from Matt Luke, the head coach of the Ole Miss Rebels, and that's a rather unique situation, Jordy. The whole thing with Hugh Freeze, Matt Luke, a former player at Ole Miss, and he was also on the staff as a coach there. And then all of a sudden, the Hugh Freeze thing happens, and he becomes the head coach. He's kind of been thrown in the fire, or into the deep freeze, as they say.
Bye-bye, Coach.
And he's not going to be there next year in all likelihood. But he's had a tough job because there's so much going on with this Ole Miss team on the field and off the field.
Yeah, somebody's got to do it, and he was thrust into this thing, and he will be a one and done. Is Ole Miss the type of job where they can go out and get a named coach, Power 5 conference coach, or is the guy from Troy, another Sun Belt coach, going to come up and be elevated into that position?
Whoever goes
job.
there is probably going to have some sanctions and some scholarship reductions and whatnot. I mean, they have a self-imposed ban on postseason this year, like as if that was going out on a limb. Yeah. Also tonight we'll hear from Coach Paul Mainieri. Quite the honor he was put on him this week. He will coach Team USA's National Collegiate Baseball team next summer. That's a big-time thing. And then we'll have Mike Scarborough, TigerBait.com. A lot of recruits on the sidelines during that Auburn game. Yes. And obviously they saw
not only football but basketball, all sports.
They saw some good stuff, no question about that.
Can we comment before we go to break? Kudos to those in the stadium. Job well done at halftime. I thought it was classic with Les Miles bringing out the crystal ball. It was terrific. It was terrific, and the crowd responded.
I wish it had been a bigger crowd.
In a classy way. It was. They made a lot of noise. That place was noisy, even though it wasn't completely full. It was a loud Tiger Stadium.
Yeah, and so we'll hear from Coach Mainieri. We'll talk about the 2007 thing, and then a little basketball for you. The Tigers picked 14th in the SEC. Keep in mind, there's no East Division, no West Division in men's basketball, women's either for that matter. They stack them all in there, so Will Wade has nowhere to go but up. If he finishes 13th, he will have done better than the media predicted.
Got him right where they want him. It's perfect.
That's exactly what you want as a first-year coach?
Perfect.
Perfect? Perfect. Well, and now next week, we'll be here for Tigers Raw, even though it's an open date on the Tiger schedule, Halloween
You'll
weekend.
be here.
We'll be here next week.
See you later.
And what we have typically done over the years is on the open date, we're going to get a lot of basketball attention for you next week. So you basketball fans will have plenty of that good stuff for you next week on Tigers Raw, because we won't have a football game to preview. But then, of course, the week after that, it's getting ready for that game over in Tuscaloosa.
We'll know the Pelicans open up tonight against the Memphis Grizz. And then Friday, the Golden State Warriors come to the Big Blender, the Smoothie King Center. The Big Blender.
All right, I got to get a couple of Pelicans tickets for a friend. You know how you can help me with that, or what?
I can help you with that.
Okay, all right.
I couldn't get tickets to Golden State. My boys
it's not.
Sold them already.
They just want Cleveland.
Yeah, good luck.
That's coming up.
How about Memphis or teams like that?
Yeah, that'd be more like it.
Although every team in the league, I'm telling you, they got this. The NBA's got it right. They've got really good players spread out around.
I thought Michael Jordan said 28 of the teams would be garbage.
Yeah, they still got really good players, though.
It's still the best basketball players in the world.
They still is.
Even
far. Memphis has you know.
What's this? One of the Chicago Bulls guys broke the other guy's jaw at practice.
I want to start. You're in my way. I'm going to punch you in the jaw and get you out. Yeah.
Now he's out for 8 games.
Portis, the guy from Arkansas, punched his teammate.
What's with them Arkansas guys, huh? All right, we're going to take a break, come back, and we'll start throwing it at you, including telling you about all this pink stuff. We'll do that when we return.
Pink stuff.
After this pause this week on Tigers Raw. Acord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work.
Dr. Shonda Acord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including Optimap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Acord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Acord Eye Clinic, Vision Source.
6, 5, 4, 3.
I'm back. Roger Cador here. Come watch Clarence Bugs and I as we team up to bring up all of the positive things taking place at Southern University in the state of Louisiana. It can all be seen on the Pelican Sports. That's the best one. That's it. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. That's the best one.
Hi, I'm Jordy Helper for Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market at 12451 Old Jefferson Highway. Chairman's Reserve steaks, their pork, their chicken, their seafood, top of the line. Primo barbecue pits, Icy Tech coolers. They can go anywhere and cater anything for you. Go to 751-7665 to call Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market, where good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge, a CLK multifamily management property. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. Stop by Cypress Lake Apartments, call 225-293-6789, or go online, live at cypresslakeapts.com.
We continue with this week's edition of Tigers Roar. Jordy Hultberg, Tommy Chrysan with you. Jordy, explain the Real Men Wear Pink and how people can make a donation.
Well, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, as we well know, and many of us have had friends, family members, loved ones who have been through this ordeal. And there's a way, it's raising money for awareness for trying to find a cure. We've got a website you can go to with Real Men Wear Pink. There it is. You can support me with a donation to making strides against breast cancer fundraising efforts. You can visit that page right there. Click on it. You'll find out all the information. It lasts all month long. It's a competition amongst many dignitaries in this city and in this state. And I kind of like to win. So if y'all could help me, I would be really, really appreciative.
And of course, this month we've got the pink shirts going
That's
and the
right.
pink
That's right.
cloth.
You always have the
table.
bright. I've got the subtle. You've got the very
Bright
bold.
pink. Bold. I'm being
You're
bold.
the bold Holy Cross Tiger. I'm the very subtle Cavalier.
Also, our good buddy Mike Tremonti wants to remind folks of several items.
At Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market, the calendar is turning. So, you got party platters, Ole Miss game. You're staying at home. You're going to have friends over. Give them a call at 751-7665 in the Baton Rouge area, of course, area code 225, or go to their website, tremontis.com. They can put up any kind of party platter you can imagine. Starting November the 1st, they're going to be taking their orders for your Thanksgiving turkeys. They fry them, they rotisserie them, They're spectacular. You've had it. It's absolutely top shelf. They've got all the fixings and all the trimmings along with that. Get in the queue for that because they sell. It's an extravagant amount of turkeys, and they come in a nice little. They wrap it up in foil, put it in a styrofoam ice chest for you, and away you go.
You pick it up that morning.
Pick it up that morning if you want, and it's ready to go. So perfect for you, and also for all you deer hunters out there. Nobody processes a deer better than Tremonti's. He's been doing it for over 14 years now. He's got it down to a science, and they will make you the best sausage or whatever it is that you want. They will take care of it for you. So just go to their website, tremontis.com. They've got it all.
There you go. All right, we want to back it up to Saturday
Back
night
it up.
in Tiger Stadium after the nice win against Auburn. We've got a bunch of post-game comments to share with you as LSU, as he calls it, the rally at Death Valley.
The rally
the
in Death
comeback
Valley.
game.
That's it.
They put it on. You did? Did you catch the little piece that after the first quarter, when it was 20-0? The Auburn mascot put on the Troy Trojan
saw that.
mascot.
Saw that,
I don't
yes.
think he's going to be doing that anymore.
No, he put the
Probably got a new
kibosh
mascot
on that one. Yeah,
they
they
probably
jinxed
got
that
a
one.
new mascot. Yeah, I understand his situation, but you don't want to do that on a road. Maybe at home, I don't know. But anyway, here's some comments from right after the game in Tiger Stadium.
No question. I thought that they kept the drives alive. I thought Matt did a tremendous job of calling the plays. I thought he wanted to score more points, but you know what? We won the game. We got the ball in plus territory. He was very smart with the football, kicking those 2 field goals, burning out most of the clock, excellent clock management. Just a great overall team effort.
You talked about the problems with the kicking game. Where were your nerves when Colts going for that go ahead?
I can't believe he was going to make it today for some reason. I just felt like he had gained some confidence in his last week's kick, and after the first kick was spot on, I felt like he was going to make it. I felt good about it.
Did you consider going for it on the 4th and 1 instead of attempting the 42-yarder?
No, we need to get the points.
Coach Russell Gage had a great game. He had a couple big plays. Which one do you think was his biggest?
Say it again, then.
Russell Gage had a couple huge plays, including that special teams catch.
Yeah.
Which play do you think was his biggest?
I think they're all big, to be honest with you. And Russell's had a tremendous year for us. He's a great team leader. Russell, we meeting here at halftime. He said, "We got you, Coach. We got this." And he gives our team a lot of confidence. He's a playmaker and a very unselfish player.
Coach, you talk about EJ for a second and just his development and how these last few
Yeah.
weeks especially, he's just kind of elevated himself.
Yeah, he's gaining confidence. He was challenged to be the bell cow. And Mickey challenged him. Jerry Sullivan, our consultant, through Mickey, so we need a bell cow back there. And we want him to be it. He's done it. I think that we've done a great job on special teams, coaching the final points. Coach Corey Raymond coaches our punt return team. We call it our Charlie team. I thought he did a great job this week of getting his guys ready. And you can see the wall happen. And it was a great play.
And 2 weeks ago, we're sitting here, and you're talking about a loss to Troy at home. What's
Yeah.
happened since then?
Good check. Good check. Realize that we have, number one, have to coach better. Our staff have to coach better. Our players have to practice better. We have to have some leadership on our football team. But we were going to be resilient. We weren't going to give up. We're going to block out the noise. We're going to fix the things that were fixable, and we'll continue to do that. I know there's going to be some things on film that we won't be pleased with, but we'll continue to fix things. We want to continue to get better as the season goes. That's been one of our goals. Become a better football team each week, and since that game we have been.
What do you say about the play that today?
Excellent. He's in there studying. He's a leader. He's a tremendous athlete. He has a great coach in Dave Aranda. He's got a lot of want to. He's got a lot of heart. And I can't say enough good things about him.
How important was the touchdown at the end of the second quarter, just in terms of coming back into this room?
Give us a chance. Give us a chance to come in at halftime and say, you know what, we're not that far away. Let's go. And our guys believed at halftime now. There was no, hey, we can't get this done or nothing like that. We just knew we were a couple of plays away here and there. We gave them some big plays. That screen should have never happened, but give them some credit. They made it. We'd like to have that one back.
How about Arden late?
Yeah.
It seemed like he just took his pressure. up a notch.
Yeah, yeah, he did. He came alive. You know, he's down to about 250 now, playing better, practicing better. It's the Artie Key that we know.
Ed, you talked about the freshman on the line. It looked like, KJ's maybe done for the year, and just could you talk
Say
about
it again. Well, I didn't.
It looks like KJ might be done for the year.
You said that. I didn't. Right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
But what are those guys that are doing for you, and what do they need?
Mature, but Brumfield and Clapp are doing the leadership there. Foster Morrow, J.D. Moore, you should see them. They just hover those guys like they're their big brothers and give them confidence every time we go out. And now I'll say this to you, and I said this all the time: the physicality of those guys was superb. But I know they made mistakes today. They were going against a good defense, but they hung in there.
How much toughness this guy's giving you? You can't maybe go 70 yards, but he's
Yeah.
giving you everything.
He's giving us everything he's got. He's got a lot of heart, and we need that physical toughness. That's LSU football. We talk about it all the time. Let's play LSU tough football. And although it's an ugly 3 or 4 yards sometimes, it sets the tempo that we are going to be physical and we want to pound you.
Did those guys from the 2017 say anything to the players either before?
They were all over the place, man. We could feel their spirit. It started with the Tiger Walk. A couple of them were in the hotel. They were all over the place in here, man. We welcomed them back. We were playing for them today, and what a tremendous honor to have those guys with us today.
Did something happen with Danny, the play that Justin went in, or was that design?
No, it was designed. We had worked it all week. We wish we could have did it more. It didn't work out for Justin. We had some design quarterback runs for him. We wanted to get him in a little bit early, but it just didn't work out that way. And I wish that play would have worked out for Justin because he had a tremendous week of practicing the quarterback runs, and it just didn't work out. But maybe we can get him back in again. He's a tremendous athlete. I think Justin turned the corner as a football player this week. He was into everything, wanting to make plays. I'm proud of him.
The way you guys helped us get them to 9 completions, the way the secondary kind of shut them down at the end. What do you
Yes.
see from Dante and Kevin?
Yeah, leadership. We had a bunch at the beginning, obviously, but I thought David Miranda had ice in his veins tonight, man. He just kept on calling it, kept on making adjustments on the sideline. So did Corey. Our guys kept on playing. We made some mistakes very early. Other people would have tended to quit, not us. We kept on working, but we fixed the problems, and we didn't call different defenses. We ran the same defenses, but we made the adjustments when we needed to make them.
Is there that early fumble, were there some flashbacks maybe to Troy?
No? I hope I never get a flashback to that.
What were you thinking after that first quarter, 17-0? What do you say to your
Yeah.
team on the sideline? What happened on the
Keep
sideline?
fighting. We're going to fight. No matter what happens, you get that mood right there. No matter what happens, we're going to fight. We're going to take it one play at a time. I knew our guys would fight. Let me say this to you. This is a good football team. And they've exploded on everybody in the first quarter. They've annihilated some people in the first half. And we were resilient. We kept on playing. I think the difference in the football game, overall team win, was the way our defense came out and shut them out in the second half and the way our special teams played.
Coach, what would be your message to the team about handling success?
Yeah, well, we handled it last week, and going into it, we got the 24-hour rule. We won 2 big games in a row. We're going to treat every opponent with respect, treat every game as something that's very valuable to us, as we did at the beginning of the season. Fight, scratch, and claw like tigers, like we know how to. We're going to enjoy this win. We got a lot of recruits that were here. It's going to be a tremendous recruiting weekend for us. We'll go and watch the film, but we're going to get ready for our next opponent, just like we've been getting ready the last 2 weeks, and nothing's going to change.
Coach, did you say anything to DJ after the fumble?
Yeah, we got your back. That's the difference with this team. We got your back. It's okay. We're going out there and stop sudden change.
Ed, you have quite a connection with the next opponent. When you start
Yeah.
turning the page to them and look at those guys.
We're going to enjoy Auburn, but this is not about me. It ain't never going to be about me. I'm just so happy I'm in purple and gold. And it's just another opponent. That's a far away memory for my family and I. It was an excellent opportunity that I had there. I'm so glad I'm a Tiger. I always wanted to be a Tiger. And as far as what they do, that's the furthest thing from my mind. This is just the next opponent.
You flipped Danny the ball as you were coming off the field.
Yeah, he flipped me the ball.
Oh, he flipped it to you?
Yeah, I said, I don't want it. You get it. I don't want that. That ain't about me. It's about them. Hey, guys, thank you. We love you, man. Go Tigers.
You got in the obligatory Go Tigers there.
Yes. Good for him. Good for him.
What, like we said, what a difference a couple of weeks make. You can hear it in his voice, you can see it in his body language, and this extends into town. I mean, people are a little more excited. Like you've said, winning cures a lot of things.
Everything.
Cures everything, right?
Everything.
Lose to Troy and everything is bad. From A to Z. Win on the road against Florida, win at home against Auburn in comeback fashion, and we're good.
I have learned nothing is as great as it seems, and nothing is as bad as it seems. You're somewhere in the middle. You're somewhere in the middle, and this book is far from finished in its written form. And we'll see what happens. We'll see. A lot of more games left, winnable games. But again, LSU is that type of team where if they don't play well, they don't play hard, they don't play together, anybody can beat them. If they do all of that, they can beat just about everybody. Just about everybody.
Just about everybody. You're not gonna. So, what's your early forecast on the game against Ole Miss Saturday night?
I think LSU wins.
Do you?
I do.
No letdown here.
I don't think they got a letdown. No.
Ole Miss has got a good quarterback, Shea Patterson. They got some good receivers, including Brown. But other than that, they got problems.
I've been on teams where the coach says, "Look, now, we win this game. We're gonna take some days off. You can relax and then unwind. We lose this game, we back on the field. We're working." I don't think
you think that can be a hot button?
Oh, that is a motivational tactic. Oh, take a couple of days off, get away from it all.
So it is. Let's tell you about the game Saturday night. It is 6:15 on the main platform of ESPN. They'll have it at 6:15, which means the Pelican Sports post-game show will be on TV and radio immediately following at approximately 9:30, 9:45. Buddy Sanji and I will have that for you. We'll take phone calls, text messages. We'll get reports from the stadium. We'll have the stats. About 9:30, 9:45. Immediately after the game, TV and radio, it's a simulcast, and in case you miss it, it's a 90-minute program. If you miss it, TV is repeated on Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. on Pelican Sports TV. Then later in the day, Sunday, we push it over to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. So the Ole Miss Rebels and LSU, we'll see what this year's version of that rivalry brings.
Ole Miss, like you mentioned, very effective offensively. They score 32 points a game. They give up 37. They can't stop anybody's running game. They give up a ton of yardage on the ground. So I would imagine Matt Canada's sitting there going, okay, there'll be jet sweeps. Ed Orgeron made a point of emphasis. We got to get better at running between the tackles. I saw improvement in Darius Geis. I saw a little bit more pep in his step in that game. If they can get Williams healthy, I think you'll see a heavy dosage. And I thought Danny Etley played one of his best games against Auburn.
And on Wednesday morning in the SEC Weekly Teleconference, Ole Miss head coach Matt Luke, interim head coach, he said, Dave, Matt Canada's offense is very unique, very tough to prepare for, very tough to make your scout squad simulate the sweeps and the motion and the changes. So that was an interesting take from the Ole Miss coach.
From where I sat, I could really see things developing, and you see LSU motion, and you see that defense shifting, and then they'll send one guy in motion this way, and he'll stop. Another guy will go the other way, and that defense is constantly moving. And if you can snap the ball at the right time, you can get people out of position.
Yeah, that's one of the purposes of motion is to try to get them out of position or to find out what they're about to do. Because sometimes the pre-snap look is different than what happens.
They look a lot more.
Snap.
Yeah, they look a lot more comfortable in doing it now.
Now, I mentioned earlier that, it's not a true rivalry. LSU, oddly enough, doesn't have a true rival in football because, in my mind, the definition of rivalry means both people have to treat it as the rivalry. Right. Well, Ole Miss's rival is Mississippi State. Right. They'll say, we got a great history and story with LSU, but that's not our rival. It's Mississippi State. Auburn, Alabama, obviously. So it's just odd the way that has worked, maybe because there's not another in-state Power 5 conference school to call a rivalry where then you might have one. But
it's fluctuated in decades. It was Ole Miss. It used to be Tulane. It was Ole Miss. It was Auburn. Now it's Alabama. Florida's kind of creeping in there. But you're right to the point where Florida, LSU will never be Florida's biggest rival.
Georgia will be.
Alabama will never, LSU will never be Alabama's biggest rival. That's Auburn, of course. So it is what it is.
Yeah, it's a little unique, but as we mentioned, that is what it is, and that is what I meant to explain a little bit earlier. We'll take a break, come back with much more. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook. The Facebook page is Pelican Broadcasting. Twitter account is @Pelican Sports. And as we've mentioned, YouTube.com/Pelican Broadcasting, where you can get this program. You can get the post game, the Roger Kadar Show, Sports Shorts with Ronnie Rance. Get a lot of our stuff at youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting, which means you can watch it at your convenience. Don't forget to get our app. We're on the TuneIn app, not going anywhere, but we have a free app where you can get the radio station, WUBR. It's free at the App Store or Google Play. Put it on your phone and keep up with us. Listen to that post-game show. Listen to all the radio, local radio stuff as well. We'll take a break. We'll tell you about the local radio station when we return. After this pause on this week's edition of Tigers Roar, spread the roar. Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans, on the internet at PelicanSportsTV.com. Stay with us.
Creel Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creel Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
Hooper Road Car Care in Central has been serving customers for over 24 years. Locally owned by Donald and Gina Gaspard, they provide all types of car care, including brakes, alignment, tune-ups, oil changes, AC service, transmission, computer diagnostic, and much more. Hooper Road Car Care also provides towing services. Call 225-262-7127. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30, 9695 Hooper Road in Central.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, Hardy Planker siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows, it's an honor to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. Medicare's annual election period has begun. If you already have Medicare, new benefits may now be available with no copays, no deductibles, or $0 premiums. Call now to speak to a licensed insurance agent who can help guide you step by step through a free analysis of the benefits available to you. And you may be eligible for plans that even include additional coverage for dental, vision, and prescription drugs. MedicareAdvantage.com searches thousands of insurance plans from leading insurance companies. We'll help you find plans that may cost you less, cover more benefits, and give you more choices, like home delivery of your prescriptions, gym memberships, and even over-the-counter allowances for everyday needs, like antacid, allergy medicine, vitamins, and even toothpaste. Don't miss the deadline to enroll. It's time to get more out of Medicare.
Call 800-230-3306. That's 800-230-3306. 800-230-3306. Call now.
We continue with Tigers Roar, telling you about WUBR, home of the Jim Rome Show, Monday through Fridays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge, great mixture of the local programming with the gentleman on my left, Jordy Hultberg. Of course, the Bud Man, Buddy Sanji, myself, Dave Scandaliato, Fridays. If you like to wager, you don't want to miss that show. Ken Trahan's original prep report, hard to believe, but will be in week 8 of the regular season of high school football this week. On the weekends, Carlos Brown, he'll be live from Jackson, Mississippi this Saturday with the Carlos Brown Show. Through the nights, on the weeknights, through the evening and into the morning, Louisiana Music Hall of Fame radio hosted by Mike Shepard. So lots of good stuff for you. WUBR, it's also the post-game show is simulcast on that. Get our app, WUBR, search for it in the App Store. It's free, and you can take us with you wherever you go. Jordy, tell the folks about your radio program that hits the Lafayette and New Orleans markets.
Thank you. Every day, Monday through Friday, from 2 to 4 p.m. on 103.7 FM, The Game, 103.7thegame.com, Sports 1280, sports1280.com, New Orleans.
There you go. Plenty of chances to catch Mr. Hultberg on the airwaves. Jordy, let's talk about some of the LSU football players. We're a little bit past the halfway point of the season, and some guys have really shined. We knew that would happen. I'm going to start with Devin White. 15 tackles, which was a career high against Auburn. Yep. Leads the conference in tackles per game average. This guy has filled in on the long line of pretty darn good linebackers at LSU.
He has been spectacular. He runs the field. He's always around the football. He can go north, south, east, west. He's got a great attitude. He's a leader as just a second-year player. One of the best moves LSU made, moving him from offense to defense. He has taken that middle linebacker spot. Nobody's taken it away from him. He has been spectacular. He, in the absence of Arden Key, who's finally looking like he's coming around, he has been the most dominant and the most valuable defensive player by far.
I also liked that a couple weeks back when he said, we need some guys to start working harder, get in the tape, film room, look at tape. He kind of became a leader with those comments that he made to the media, and of course social media was splashed everywhere, and he was basically saying, everybody needs to start working harder. And this was after the Troy loss when everybody was barking and chirping, but I really like that. You pointed it out, his candor and his straightforwardness. Not only did that endear him to his teammates, but probably to the fans.
The best leader, as you know, is not only one that speaks the talk, but walks the walk, and he plays every play. So he has instant gravitas because of that.
All right, and you mentioned Arden Key. He appears to be losing some weight, getting in better shape, maybe knocked some of the rust off by now. He didn't do anything for months on top of months. So if he can become effective and make the team coming out of the huddle start worrying about him a little bit, which they didn't do the first couple of weeks, that's going to be good for the defense.
And that will be key against Ole Miss with the best quarterback in the league, and Shea Patterson, who's not as quick as a Johnny Manziel, but he's elusive. He understands angles and how to get away from people, so that's very effective. Also on that defense, the emergence of Greedy Williams has really been so effective, because now you've got Kevin Tolliver out there, and you can move Dante Jackson, arguably the fastest player in college football. He can cover that slot position where you have those quick people, and he can man up on them. So against Ole Miss, it's going to be that trifecta of wide receivers going against that trifecta of defensive backs. Who wins that battle? Very significant.
It's tough to play defensive line in college football in the SEC. Rashard Lawrence is doing it with a couple of sore ankles. Yeah. I mean, this guy, you talk about get your teammates' attention. When they know that this guy's hurting and what he's having to go through to get to the field on Saturday night and what he has to do probably Sunday sitting in a tub full of ice, that has also been key. Plus, he plugs up the middle against the run for the Tiger defense.
Ed Orgeron said it from day one, and he is accurate. It's a different team. It's a different defense with Lawrence on the field. No question.
And before we go to offense, special teams. A couple of weeks ago, Coach Orgeron says we don't have a place kicker on our roster. Connor Culp hits not one, but 2 significant field goals against Auburn, the go-ahead field goal, then the field goal that made it a game where Auburn would have had to have a touchdown to win, not a field goal on the tail end. Connor Culp really stepped up.
In the clutch, they were 5 for 5. They made the field goals. They made the point-after-touchdown kicks. They had a punt return for a touchdown. They used 2 punters. They're down in balls inside the 5. Pat McMahon, is that his name? The special teams coordinate, not the coordinator, but the consultant.
The guru,
The
yeah.
consultant, it's obviously working because what was once a liability has become a big strength for this football team. So, well done.
And then on the offensive side, Danny Etling has proved to be a competitor and a warrior.
doubt.
He's not the most talented quarterback in the conference or the country by any stretch of the imagination, but this guy is a leader.
He gives you every ounce.
And when you see him sticking his head down, trying to get that extra yard or two, the teammates notice that as well.
I thought he played great against Auburn. He made some big plays. The jet sweep that you're seeing here, Russell Gage has been spectacular. I think if he doesn't make that layout catch right before the half, it's a whole different ball game. That got everybody in the stadium believing, hey, down 9 as poorly as you played, to be only down 9, we're right back in this thing. He's been vital. He does things on special teams as well. Here's that jet sweep that you see with Stefan Sullivan with that big, tall, lanky body that lunges into the end zone. A good call by Matt Canada. Back in the old regime, it had been plug it right through the middle. So you've got that kind of thing. DJ Shark made some money last weekend with those 150 receiving yards. They've got some weapons offensively, and they're starting to come around.
Darius Geis appeared to be a little better against Auburn than he looked against Florida. Maybe the bumps and bruises that he had is getting better, and if they can survive this week, then you got the open date, as we know. And how about Russell Gage, a 3-star recruit that came at the very tail end.
Defensive back from Redemptorist High School.
Came at the very tail end of that recruiting class. Probably one of those cases, I mean, I'll just say it, where they had some other guys on the board and some few things didn't work out, so then they turned to Russell Gage. What a performance he put on, and what has he meant to this team?
And here's the catch. I mean, this is the play of the game to me, where he laid out on an overthrown ball and extended his body. That got the game to within 9 points, got the crowd into it. Watch the full extension, gathering it, doesn't let the ground cause a fumble. Yeah, just a terrific play.
Oh, that was,
he has been patient.
look at that. As you said,
oh,
look
that's
at
great. Great. Patient, waited his time, and it's paying dividends.
Yeah, don't try that at home. You'll probably hurt yourself
There you
trying
go.
to make a
Great
catch
shot
like that.
there. Great
yeah,
shot.
that's good stuff. Another look at it. That's
right
that
there in the
defensive
corner
back
of the
saying,
north end zone.
I had pretty good coverage there.
Yeah.
They got a touchdown.
And Etling, perfect throw. Either my guy's going to get it, or it's going to be incomplete.
Yeah,
it's
so
great.
There's another look at Devin White making a play right there. So this team has emerged in the last couple of weeks, and of course, as you said, winning cures everything. It puts confidence in their back pocket and momentum, and they got to carry it on into Oxford this Saturday.
I talked with Doug Mora, and I thought he made a great point. I said, what was the difference? He said, it seems to me, being him, that this group of individuals decided we want to be a team. And stop looking at your press clippings, stop thinking about you in the future, and let's all band together and make blocks like this to free DJ Shark for a 75-yard punt return for a touchdown. Everybody do their job. We'll all reap the benefits from this. They became a team. They're playing like a team. They're playing with emotion. They're playing with desire. They're playing with fire. And with the athleticism that you have, that's a dangerous combination.
Well, I remember you last year, and of course you have the basketball eye. When speaking of LSU basketball, you said numerous times during the course of last year that there was a lot of individuals, a lot of good players out there, but it wasn't a team out there.
Right.
Maybe what Doug was saying is kind of an analogy to what
exactly.
you said. Of course, you got more guys in football than you got in basketball, but I think the description fits, and I'll commend Doug for hitting a nail on the head with that.
It doesn't matter who gets in the end zone. We're all in this thing together. We all do our job. Let's just win. The other stuff will come with winning. All the other individual things will come with winning. If we lose, nobody's going to pay attention to
I've had a couple of people this week say, man, it's going to be a letdown against Ole Miss, or the big win on the road against Florida, to come back against Auburn. Well, we don't know, but, I would hope that Ed Orgeron and the members of this staff who've got a lot of experience are going to guard against the mental part of that and make sure they come out ready to go. You need to text him. You need to text him with your idea about give them 3 days off if they win. If they lose, they work in double.
Oh,
that would get a 20-year-old's attention in a heartbeat.
Exactly what he's doing. I can promise you.
All right, we're going to take a break, come back with plenty more. Still got a lot of video for you. Still have Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com and a little something from Paul Maneri after being named the Team USA coach. Don't forget, next week, little emphasis on basketball. We're working on a few things with that with some guests and maybe grab some other things too. As the basketballs are bouncing, season not that far away. Jordy Hultberg, Tommy Krysan, this is Tigers Roar. Spread the roar right here on Pelican Sports TV.
Taste the feeling.
Hi, I'm Roger Kador. I'm here to tell you about Smith, Shanklin, and Sosa. You won't find them on billboards, but you'll find them in the courtroom where real lawyers are. You see, billboards do not solve cases. Real trial lawyers do. So if you're hurt and need a lawyer, call 225-223-6333.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
For Total Home Pest Control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For total pest control for your home or business, call the original Salvant.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
Continue with Tigers Roar. Still got plenty of football stuff to get to tonight, including we'll visit with Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com. But want to shift gears slightly here. Quite an honor bestowed upon LSU baseball coach Paul Mainieri as United States Baseball out of Raleigh, North Carolina, made a special announcement that he would coach the Team USA, the national collegiate team, next year. He was an assistant a couple of years ago. Now he'll be the head man. As he said, three of his mentors, Tommy Lasorda, Ron Maestri of University of New Orleans fame, and his father, Demi Mainieri, all at one time were the Team USA coach. Now he can follow in their footsteps. We got some comments from Coach Mainieri talking about this honor being bestowed upon him.
Well, being named to be the coach for our nation's team is obviously a tremendous honor. I think it reflects great on LSU. I think it's going to give an opportunity to some LSU players to play for the USA Collegiate National Team. It's honestly a personal goal that I've had my whole life to someday get an opportunity to coach our nation's team. Not everybody gets that opportunity. It's not going to do it's not going to have any adverse effect at all on me being able to do my job at LSU, because thankfully I've got a tremendous coaching staff that during the summer, while I'll be gone for about a month, they'll be able to have things running smoothly with our summer camps, recruiting, and the like. So I just think it's going to be an awesome experience to have an opportunity to put a USA uniform on. Listen, I love that LSU uniform as much as anything, but the USA is pretty big too. And to have the opportunity to go out there and manage the team of basically a college all-star team and go and take on other countries and international competition, it's a pretty thrilling experience and one that I'm looking forward to. Well, I haven't really hidden the fact that I've had 3 major mentors in my life. Of course, my father, who when he retired from coaching was generally regarded as the greatest junior college coach in history at Miami-Dade Community College in Miami, Florida. And then, of course, I played for the great Ron Maestri at the University of New Orleans, who was a tremendous mentor for me. And then later on in my coaching years, Tommy Lasorda, the Hall of Fame manager of the Los Angeles Dodgers, has had a big influence on my career. Well, one thing all 3 of them have in common, besides being Italian, is that they all managed the USA team. Of course, Lasorda managed them to an Olympic title, but my father and Ron Maestri managed the clubs as well during their collegiate coaching careers. So I think that's something that on a personal basis I'm very proud of as well, to kind of follow in their footsteps, and hopefully we can have a successful summer like they did.
It will be significant exposure for LSU.
I don't know what players are going to have the possibility of being part of that. And I recall
Antoine Duplantis,
possibly. I recall they played in Cuba, maybe in China. So that's fabulous. Good for you, Paul.
See, and here's another thing too that baseball nuts like me are fully aware of, but baseball in these other countries is outstanding. It's top level. It's top notch. I mean, look at the players from the Dominican and Puerto Rico that are in Major League Baseball, the Japanese guys and the guys from Europe. I mean, there's a very good brand of baseball that maybe wasn't there 30 or 40 years ago.
Now, I'm not so
Italy?
sure.
Oh, yeah, there's big-time baseball in Italy.
They never come over here, though.
No, but there's big-time baseball in Italy. Germany's got big-time baseball. Not as good as the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico and down in Panama, places like that. But then of course, Japan's got its own thing. So international baseball, it's quite different, but it's a very, very top-notch brand of baseball. And I remember Rick Green, who played on the Olympic team, telling me, man, you go against these other countries and it's still 90 feet and all that, but it's different guys. Nobody's speaking English, and there's a lot of things about it. So that's an honor for Coach Mainieri. I texted him congratulations the other day, and he was just so happy to get this honor.
I remember when Skip Bertman was coach, and they had that team come to Alec Box Stadium to play, and that was a big to-do. So he was the Olympic coach, so that was an all-star group as well.
You want to hear a funny story? Can we do a story?
Of course.
When Skip coached the Olympics, I believe he coached them in Atlanta in '96.
Okay.
All right, well, he gets back, and he's you've been in the cafeteria at Broussard Hall a million times. Well, he's in there eating, and I'm sitting in that little foyer area, and Sam King, the longtime legendary writer for The Advocate, he's waiting on Skip to get done eating and come out because he wants to do a story about the Olympic thing. So, Sam's just gnawing at the bit. I guess he's got a deadline, and he's looking at his watch, and, Skip's still being Skip on the inside. Well, finally, after much time went by, Skip comes out, and Sam jumps up and says, "Skip, great to see you. Tell me, how was it?" Skip says, "Well, the chicken fried steak was good, the mashed potatoes were okay, and the corn wasn't hot enough." And, Sam just shrinks because he's wanting to talk about the Olympic experience, and Skip laid him the lunch menu on it. But you've been in that cafeteria a time or two. Is it still there? Excuse my ignorance.
I'm not sure.
Campus has changed a lot.
I am not sure. I got 3 square a day, baby. That was big.
Y'all had to.
But I do remember freshman year, we would go in on a Friday evening, and the football team went first, and they'd get steaks. Then everybody else had to go in, and we would get other stuff. That never happened again because Dale Brown raised Holy Cain.
I bet he did.
He raised Holy Cain, and we all got fed the same.
Well, at Southeastern, the training table, they called it, there was only one cafeteria, and you had 2 different lines, and athletes had their own line. It was the same food, but you could get as much as you wanted if you were an athlete. You know, you could get 6 pieces of chicken and not the 2 they gave to the student.
Right.
You know, so we didn't have the steaks or the upper menu, but we could get more of it.
The one story I'll never forget, and he ended up being a terrific player, David Woodley.
Yeah.
Was a quarterback for LSU, split time, and then he went with the Pittsburgh Steelers, yes. And
went with Super Bowl with the
Super
Dolphins.
Bowl, yeah, with the Dolphins. And he would come in, I would always eat breakfast because I had early morning classes, so I would eat.
Who scheduled that?
I had to. I'm an early bird. Get it over with. Anyway, Dave would walk in, I swear to you, 3/4 asleep. He would come in every morning. He'd get a cup of coffee, black, take 2 sips, put it down, walk back, go back to his dorm room.
Every morning?
Every morning. Like clockwork.
Gee.
It's strange. But hey, to each his own.
Yeah,
it worked. Worked for him.
You got your 3 meals.
Oh,
a
I
day.
had my eggs and grits and bacon.
And Coach Brown got the menu figured out where y'all got to
yes,
eat
indeed.
the steaks and all the good stuff. It was good food too, wasn't it?
It was.
I never ate at Bruce Arnold, but everybody that did told me it was.
It was plentiful and it was good.
It was
They
a
took
little
care-
bit better than.
We got our scholarship worth. All those players that say, "Oh, pay us money," we did just fine.
Yeah,
we did just fine.
There you go. That's good stuff there. You talked to Coach Brown lately?
It's been about a month. I need to give him a call. I get emails constantly.
He does the email thing.
Yeah,
I've been told that he's got his list that he emails. He must send a lot every day, huh?
Wow.
To a lot of different people. Good for Coach. His
Good
way
man.
of
Good man.
staying in touch. We'll take a break. We'll kick it back over to football when we come back. Some more football stuff for you right here on Tigers Roar on Pelican Sports TV. Stay with us.
Jaguar Nation, I'd like to say thank you for your continued support of our student athletes and our coaches. Once again, you have shown America we have the greatest fans in the country. It's time. Football season. Season tickets are available. Go Jags.
You studied hard, went to college, and achieved your dream, but it turned into a financial nightmare. If you have federal student loans and you'd like to reduce your payments, get more time, or have your loans completely eliminated, then we have good news. With one call to Student Loan Relief Services, you can find support and guidance. We've already helped thousands of people, and we can help you too. If you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans, you can qualify for payment extensions, payment reductions, or you may qualify to have your federal student loan completely forgiven. Call Student Loan Relief Services now to find out about your options. Take control of your finances and get out from under this burden. One of our student loan experts has the answers to your questions and great solutions to ease your financial burden. We're here for you. Call Student Loan Relief Services now.
Call 800-718-3516. 800-718-3516.
Jaguar fans, exciting news. Come join President Ray Belton and myself, Athletic Director Roman Banks, at our home game season finale. A first-class experience at the first annual VIP party in the end zone on Saturday, November 4th, starting at 2 p.m. Come out, wear your gold, and enjoy great entertainment, food, drinks, and a lot of fun from the field as the Jaguars battle the Prairie View A&M Panthers. A limited number of tickets are available. Please contact us for more information at 225-771-3171. Come out and enjoy the fun.
Hooper Road Car Care in Central has been serving customers for over 24 years. Locally owned by Donald and Gina Gaspard, they provide all types of car care, including brakes, alignment, tune-ups, oil changes, AC service, transmission, computer diagnostic, and much more. Hooper Road Car Care also provides towing services. Call 225-262-7127. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30, 9695 Hooper Road in Central.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a formal affair.
My name is Raven. I work at Debbie's Bridal, and she makes your dreams come true.
Hello. Hola. 你好.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
We continue with Tigers Roar. Jody Hultberg, Tommy Krysan with you. I want to let you hear from some of the LSU players. Some of this is comments after the comeback win over Auburn. Some of it near the end of the segment will be about the upcoming game with Ole Miss, and people like hearing from the players. So without any further ado, here's some comments from some of the LSU Tiger players.
Rally in the Valley.
Kind of what you all are capable of? Yes, we're together. The way we practice is different. The way we look at things on film, the way guys come in, study extra film, the little things. We're doing all the little things now, and we're showing what we're capable of.
Hey, Rashard, congratulations on the win. What really happened that it kind of clicked? It seemed like in the second quarter early, you guys figured them out. They didn't do anything the rest of the night.
Yeah, it was a tough game to stop. We had to just settle down. We were missing a lot of open field tackles, and we practiced all week on tackling. And once we settled down, start coming downhill, it was difficult.
You guys were a little too amped up early on this tackle?
Just gap stuff. I mean, just guys not being in the right spot. But once we clicked in together, we saw what we did.
What was the kind of the message from either O or message from any of the other players at 17-0?
We were fine. This is a different team from weeks ago. We together now. We don't get down on if anybody make a mistake or if somebody scores. We together. We in this together. We didn't have to say much. I think that Florida game really put us over the top and showed that what we can do together. Don't worry about the outside noise. Just together.
We used that down. DJ.
Hey, I just told him that you was the GOAT, bro. You had 150 yards receiving. That boy. You a big. He said for real. He didn't even know that. But Tiger Stadium was the MVP. They kept us in it. Even when we were down 2-3 scores, we just kept hearing that noise and kept those guys just kept us in it. So I give Tiger Stadium the MVP. And when they're loud and they're like that, it feel like we got 12 men on the field.
You get any added motivation having the 2017 also there watching you guys and kind of being there?
They were all in the locker room, all on the sideline, just having that type of motivation and having that type of positive talk. Knowing what those guys did in the past. So just getting those little nuggets. Brandon LaFell, he was down there with the DBs and he was a receiver. Just talking to everybody. Just like making sure like we good, we in here. We was down 3 scores, so just having that. It just it turns you up. It makes you want to get out there and just make a play.
Dante, how amazing of a game, I guess, was this to play in and you see how it transpired, 20-0, and you come back and win?
Oh, it was great. That was fun. I just want to go home and lay down.
Adversity, you can say that because I don't want to say it was a good loss for us because you don't want to lose as a team, but it was a wake-up call for us. And, we knew we had to get it together because we knew what this season would be. We knew we had 7 SEC games, and we just knew we could grind it out. So I don't want to say it was the best thing that happened for us, but it happened. We can't do nothing about it, so we just got to keep pressing forward.
Have you thought about the fact that you guys control your destiny now? If you guys do your business, it's your conference, the SEC West.
No, we haven't thought about that. Right? Last week was the focus on Auburn, and this week's gonna be the focus on Ole Miss, and that's how we look at it. Because at the end of the day, you got to take it one game at a time. You can't try to look ahead because you focus on the bigger picture. You need to be focusing on the picture that's right in front of you.
Devin, down 17-0. What's the mentality, and then what are some of the leaders on the defense saying to get y'all back up?
So just keep playing hard. Once you're playing hard and you get knocked back and stuff, everything's gonna start kind of swinging back your way when you're playing hard. But when you miss alignment, it ain't nothing you can do about that. So you just got to get lined up and play hard.
Devin, you see these comebacks in the NFL, but this is the biggest comeback in the game under 40 years. How do you
especially with a lot of young players who are playing key roles, how do you keep them from losing heart or losing focus when they seem like they're just moving the ball?
Yeah, I mean, you just got to go up to them and just keep telling them it's going to be all right. And, throw it away. We got another drive. Just come be better on the next drive. And that's what I did to the young guys, because I know Grant was getting down because a play that they worked on all week, he got beat on the same play that they worked on all week. And I just told him, hey, you're going to get another chance. And at the end of the game, he delivered a lot of times. So it was just all about moving on.
Devin, that drive right before you guys hit the field goal, the game winner, when you had them backed up inside the 5. How much momentum did you guys gain from just completely locking them down, not letting them move in?
I mean, that was one of the greatest, defensive efforts from us, because, the first play, I shot a gap and made him bounce it out, and Arden was sitting right there for the tackle, so that just gave us a lot of momentum, and we already had momentum, so, I feel like it was a good thing.
Great quarterback in Shea Patterson, a lot of great receivers, big offensive line. Obviously, the offense goes through Shea, so we have to prepare for him and make sure, being a dual threat guy, he can run and throw.
How much does it help facing guys like Syracuse and Auburn with quarterbacks like that to prepare for Shea?
It helps a lot. We've been through, as you get into the latter part of the year, you get to see different, offenses and what you want to do against them. When you get to like an Ole Miss, a lot of people, like you said, Syracuse, Auburn, they have, usually the same type of offense, run the same type of scheme. So for us, it's helped us out. Things we're really good at, we're going to use, and we want to make sure, if there's a weakness of what we did in the previous game, we'll work on it then this week and improve on it.
Is there a difference in the way you rush a guy who wants to scramble to throw as opposed to a guy who wants to scramble to run?
Yeah, I think it just depends on what, Coach Aranda and Coach Owen them want, but I really feel like, when you go against a guy that can run, you have to make sure you have to contain first. You can't just run up the field and, if you get out of your gap, he's got to take off. It's not like a Tom Brady or a Peyton Manning where if he's just going to sit back there. It doesn't matter what you're doing. But I really feel like, with Shea, if he sees something, he's gonna want to throw the ball, but if he sees a hole open up, he's going to definitely want to run.
Because it's the next game. We want to win every game from here on out. But it's kind of cool, him going back there and him, getting a big win, because that's what we want to get. So, that's just something that you can add to the game.
As a team, we all have the same goal, same mindset, and Coach O has our back, we have his back.
I don't think it's a big deal at all. He was our coach last year when we played Ole Miss. I don't think that, with so much, turnover within the SEC all the time, you see coaches always going back to their old places and all that stuff. So I just don't think it'll be a big deal, for the team, because you're always going to be up to play a team like Ole Miss, an SEC West opponent who's, coming off a big win and doing how well.
We continue with Tigers Roar, and players, they've coached up on what to say and what not to say and how to word it, especially somebody like Locketou has been around for a little while.
You notice it's not everybody on the team that gets to talk to the media.
Yeah, that's kind of hand-picked.
It's the way it's been.
Speaking of the media, each and every week we like to mention the Louisiana Sports Writers Association College Football Players of the Week for the state of Louisiana, as the sports writers vote on that from all the schools across the state.
I think there's some LSU Tigers probably.
Yeah, there's. I know there is. I've seen this. On offense, DJ Shark, the wide receiver for LSU, what a performance he had. A career-high 5 catches, a career-high 150 yards. On defense, Devin White, the linebacker who had a career-high 15 tackles. By the way, those two guys,
National Player of the Week.
Those two guys are also Southeastern Conference Offense and Defensive Players of the Week. And then on special teams, Lauren Fonseca, place kicker for Nichols, 5 for 5 in field goals in their win down in Thibodaux against Abilene Christian. He also had a game winner against earlier in the season for the Colonels. Coach Tim Rebo's got that team ranked down there in Thibodaux.
Good for them.
And he gets the special teams 5 for 5 with field goals. That's pretty sporty. So we like to do this each and every week, let you know who the sports writers vote as the players of the week. It's not an LSU thing, but we like giving, even though LSU has 2 guys this week, we like giving credit to the other guys.
Absolutely.
Don't forget, Louisiana Tech Bulldog football can be heard on our radio station. Kickoff this Saturday's at 6 o'clock, airtime 4:30, as they'll be in Ruston to take on the Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles. It's the 4th year we've had Louisiana Tech Bulldog football on the radio station. All right, we were going to take a break, come back. Still to come, Ed Orgeron, Matt Luke, Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com, and then some media questions and answers. We've got a lot more for you. Don't go anywhere. We appreciate you watching, A reminder, the original airing of this program each and every week is Wednesday night. Replays on the Pelican, replays on the ETEL cable system, and of course at youtube.com/Pelican Broadcast. And we'll be right back. Stay with us.
It's a male flag. He knows who no one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
6, 5, 4, 3.
I'm back. Roger Cador here. Come watch Clarence Bugs and I as we team up to bring up all of the positive things taking place at Southern University in the state of Louisiana. It can all be seen on the Pelican Sports. That's the best one. That's it. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. That's the best one.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge, a CLK multifamily management property. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. Stop by Cypress Lake Apartments, call 225-293-6789, or go online, live at cypresslakeapts.com.
We continue with Tigers Roar. Now, we mentioned to you earlier, the head coach of the Ole Miss Rebels is Matt Luke. We all know the story, or you should know the story, that Hugh Freeze was dismissed back in the summertime after all that stuff went down. Matt Luke is a former Ole Miss football player. He's been on the staff there as an offensive line coach and had other roles, and he was the one that was selected to be the interim head coach. Now, personally, I don't think Matt Luke will be there, the permanent head coach going forward. That's for Ole Miss to decide, but he's the coach now. He's got the team that he'll run out on the field to take on LSU. Here are some comments made by Coach Matt Luke talking about the matchup against the LSU Tigers.
LSU, a lot of respect for Coach Orgeron, worked for him for a year. I was his recruiting coordinator, obviously very energetic guy, learned a lot from him, been very impressed how he's rallied his team. Very impressive. Their last 2 wins on third down. Auburn was 3 of 14 and Florida was 2 of 9. So they've done a good job getting off the field defensively. That's kind of been the difference in their wins. And then offense, they give you a lot of schematic problems with their shifts and their motions, trying to out-leverage you and out-flank you. They got good players, so definitely going to be a exciting atmosphere in Vaught-Hemingway on Saturday. And we really, that home field advantage was huge for us this Saturday. I mean, our players feed off our crowd and excited to have another home SEC game.
Without giving away a game plan or anything, you've thought about maybe going to a 5-man front against a running team like LSU?
I think you got to do whatever you can do to slow down those guys, but they present so many problems with the shifts and the motions and the speed sweep. So they attack you on the perimeter, if you kind of load everybody in the box, they get on the perimeter with those speed sweeps, and they present some challenges. So I think it'll be big for us to have a sound, solid game plan where we're not doing a whole bunch of moving around, because they do so much motion and shifting that they give you some issues.
Since LSU lost to Troy, they've had 2 huge wins against Florida and Auburn. But what has impressed you the most about them overall as a team?
Well, I think any time that somebody gets written off and you can bounce back, I think that's really, really special. That's a tribute to Coach Orgeron for him to rally his team. And the glaring thing that stands out to me is just their third down production on defense. Getting people off the field. Auburn 3 of 14, Florida 2 of 9. That's a recipe for winning football games, and just been very, very impressed with how they've rallied. I mean, to go on the road and get a win, at Florida, they come and beat a top 10 team. I mean, they obviously have things going in the right direction. So we got our work cut out for us.
Guys, obviously, who are some of the players in the LSU offense that you're looking to key in on?
Well, I think the big one is you got to stop guys. I mean, that's first. But they do a good job with their speed sweep motions to different people. The chalk guy, he returned a punt for a touchdown, so obviously you got to stop him. They'll get him in some one-on-one matchups. So if you just load the box up, they're going to hurt you with the speed sweeps, and they got some guys that can beat you on the perimeter. So I just think, but the big focus is going to be on stopping guys. I mean, that's the guy you got to take out of the game and try to make them one-dimensional. That'll be huge for us.
LSU beat Ole Miss last year in Tiger Stadium 38-21. But as we said, Matt Luke's been thrown into an odd situation, a difficult situation in many ways. Now, obviously, I'd seen that tape. I've read some other stuff he said this week. I listened to the SEC Weekly teleconference when he spoke, and he made a key point about Matt Canada's offense and the sweeps and the motion and the shifts and all that. He said it's hard to prepare for that. I made the analogy on radio. It's kind of like preparing for the triple option of Georgia Tech or Navy. So we'll see if that bodes well for the LSU Tigers in Oxford, Vaught-Hemingway Stadium. I've talked to a lot of LSU fans that are heading up there for the game. Again, a 6:15 kick. Post-game show will be right after it with Buddy Sanji and myself. Now, Coach Ed Orgeron, earlier this week, he met with the media, a quick recap on the win over Auburn, then his talk and his thoughts about the Ole Miss Rebels. Here's Coach Ed Orgeron.
Welcome, everybody. What a great day for the Tiger family. Started off with the Tiger Walk, 2007. National championship team was there. It brought a lot of energy to the football team. I'm glad that Coach Miles came to Tiger Stadium. I'm glad that he had a great reception, which he deserved. What an honor it was to have him there. I'd like to thank our recruiting staff that's here. And this was a great recruiting weekend for us. We had a lot of our top players there. And these girls worked relentlessly throughout the weekend. And they're here today, and I want to thank them. They're a valuable part of our program. It was fun to be on that sideline with that football team. They showed leadership, true grit, determination. Coach, we got this. We're down 20-0. Nobody blinked. We started making plays. We believed in each other. At halftime, Russell Gage came up to me and said, Coach, we got this. They went out and do it, and I was proud of them. Some positives from the offense. Obviously, we made big plays when we needed to. Russell Gage's 70-yard run was fantastic. We strained to finish, which was one of our goals. 2-minute execution at the end of the first half. We scored a touchdown to make it 23-14, gave our team belief that we can do this thing. On defense, third down defense, we won 80% of the time. We finished the game, showed great grit and determination down 20-0. We held the quarterback to 2 of 13 for 6 yards in the second half, 64 total yards. You got to give Dave Aranda credit for the adjustments that he made at halftime, along with our defensive staff. I thought he was fantastic. He called the game with ice in his veins. One of the best coordinators, one of the best men I've been around. Special teams played a big part in our win. All of our coaches participate in coaching the special teams, and they work tireless hours and getting it done. We're 5 of 5 on our kicks with great protection. Auburn had a tremendous field goal rush, 3 of 3 for PATs, 2 for 2 in field goals, a 42 and a 36-yarder, which was fantastic. We downed the punt at 3-yard line, which led to a big stop and a game-winning field goal, playing field position the whole night. The 75-yard punt return was beautiful, great execution. Punt coverage, we held their return to 4 yards. And kickoff coverage, we held them to 19.5 yards per return. Things we want to improve on, we can fix on offense, ball security, first down efficiency, and missed assignments. Defense, execution, eliminate mental errors. Tackling, start faster and communicate better. On special team, the penalty cost us 27 yards of field position, and we lost 10 yards of field position on the punt. We're going to prepare this week. A very good Ole Miss team. A little scouting report on Ole Miss. They're a spread offense. Got one of the best quarterbacks that we're going to face in the country, in Shea Patterson. He's a tremendous quarterback with a tremendous release. Probably the best group of receivers we've seen. They're very explosive on offense, fast-paced, up-tempo. They're 4-3 on defense. They're going to attack. They're going to blitz. They got good players on special teams. This is going to be a tough challenge for us, a road challenge. We know what this game means to all of us. This is a rivalry game. Our team's going to be ready, but it starts today in practice. 24-hour rule today. Good, bad, or indifferent. We look at the Auburn game, put it to rest, and press onward to Mississippi.
Ole Miss did beat Vanderbilt last week. You saw some of the highlights that our staff put together for you. 57-35 was the final in Vaught-Hemingway. But okay, it was Vanderbilt, right? Vanderbilt. They always win a couple of games early, then they go nowhere. They're not on the LSU schedule this year. However, Ole Miss is. And I'm hearing a lot this week. Some people thinking that maybe there's a letdown and Ole Miss gets them. It's going to be a very important game to Ole Miss. No postseason for Ole Miss. Self-imposed ban due to all the problems they're having. So this might be their bowl game, their playoff game. They would like nothing more than to win this. Certainly their emphasis will be big when the Mississippi State game gets up the Egg Bowl later in the year. But don't think that Ole Miss won't have this thing circled on the calendar, and they're going to throw their best punches at LSU on Saturday night. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Mike Scarborough, TigerBait.com. We'll get an update on the recruiting stuff. Talk to Mike about a lot of topics. I heard him on Buddy's radio show this week. He's always got good information, and Mike will join us when we return with more of this week's edition of Tigers Roar. Spread the roar. Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans, on the internet at Pelican Sports TV. This is Tigers Roar on Pelican Sports TV. Stay with us.
Hello. Hola. Ni hao.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
You studied hard, went to college, and achieved your dream, but it turned into a financial nightmare. If you have federal student loans and you'd like to reduce your payments, get more time, or have your loans completely eliminated, then we have good news. With one call to Student Loan Relief Services, you can find support and guidance. We've already helped thousands of people, and we can help you too. If you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans, you can qualify for payment extensions, payment reductions, or you may qualify to have your federal student loan completely forgiven. Call Student Loan Relief Services now to find out about your options. Take control of your finances and get out from under this burden. One of our student loan experts has the answers to your questions and great solutions to ease your financial burden. We're here for you. Call Student Loan Relief Services now.
Call 800-718-3516. 800-718-3516.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows is honored to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
Acord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Acord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including Optimap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Acord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Acord Eye Clinic, Vision Source.
We continue with Tigers Roar. I am Tommy Krysan. Our pleasure to now be joined by Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com. We always enjoy our weekly visits with Mike. Mike, good evening. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Hey, LSU with the comeback win against Auburn. A lot of key visitors, recruiting visitors on the sidelines. Tell us how that weekend of recruiting visits went for LSU.
Well, it went really good. I mean, the big one, of course, was Anthony Cook, the defensive back from Houston. Going into the weekend, looked like a Texas-Ohio State battle with LSU trailing third. I think it's quite possible that LSU might have moved ahead of Ohio State for second place, and now it looks like maybe Texas is the leader for him. So that looks like an uphill battle for Cook, who's a five-star. And then the other two visitors, of course, you had Jarrell Cherry, the defensive end outside linebacker from Dallas, who's been committed to LSU for quite some time. And then Zach Sheffer from Florida, the tight end that committed to LSU months ago. So those guys all had very good visits. And then you had, just an unbelievable amount of unofficial visitors of state kids. You had the quarterback from Arkansas, Jerry Bohannon, who was there. That we broke the news on Friday that he would be there. And he's a real possibility for LSU at quarterback. Battling Baylor for him, Mississippi State, Arkansas, and others. I think the key to watch with him is if maybe he'll return for the Arkansas game weekend or another weekend before the season's out. I really think LSU needs to get another quarterback in this class because everything points to McMillan leaving in the off season. And then you would just have Brennan and Narcisse there, with Etling graduating.
Yeah, no question about that. And, of course, it's always good for the recruits to see a win, right? A comeback win. Would have been nicer to have more people in the stadium, but that certainly helps recruiting when you can come back and win like that.
Yeah, that was just, just when we all think we've got it figured out as to what's wrong with LSU, the diagnosis, the prognosis. They beat a Florida team, which, of course, now, someone looks like he's less on the hot seat than McElwain. And then Auburn, which, you're putting them in that upper echelon of teams that have separated themselves in the league. And now those people don't know what to think of where they stand because they still have Alabama and Georgia on the schedule. So, they're looking at an 8-4. That LSU loss really messed their season up pretty darn good as far as them reaching their expectations. So, we're going to the remaining month, we're going to be sitting here at the end of the year looking at a bunch of 8-4 teams in Alabama undefeated.
Well, last year, everybody not named Alabama had at least 4 losses in the football season, not conference play, just the season.
And I'm talking to my Ohio State guy, our rivals Ohio State guy, about the SEC, and he's saying the same thing about the Big Ten. And, and it's kind of like this common thread where it's, why is it? And it's not one of these deals where you're getting older and you're saying, boy, football's not as good as it used to be, and you don't want to be that guy, but you're looking at it, and I'm like, well, what is happening in college football where you're looking at it, and you've got teams in the top 25, even in the top 10, and they just don't look like a top 10 team you've ever seen. The quality of the play, and to me, it all has to be pointed to the spread offenses and what it's doing to football and making everybody soft.
It certainly has made college football very unpredictable. I mean, we can go every week, Clemson and Washington State losing, Washington losing. We can go down a list every weekend of games that, you just don't think it's going to happen that way, but yet it does. And I agree with you, the spread offense, and there's a lot of talent spread around, and that's because a lot of coaching and high school programs have developed in the last couple of decades. So these guys, you got more good college football players than you had 20 years ago.
Yeah, well, and is it? I don't think that it's just the fact that Saban has managed his roster and recruited at the highest level every single year with really no dips that's separating himself. I think it's that, but I also think it's the fact that he didn't jump ship and go crazy and ditch a pro-style offense and go totally spread. He still plays power football.
Right. He plays power football and he plays defense.
Right.
Hey, Mike, next week's an open date on the LSU schedule. How does the recruiting stuff, the schedule, how does it change for the LSU staff and its recruits on the open date week?
Well, this is going to be a real interesting year because, the Auburn was the premier home game on the schedule. We'll see what Arkansas and A&M bring as far as how deep they want to go with the official visits. It's going to be a weird year because you've got that early signing period for the first time. How much do you I'd like to know what kind of questions that the coaches are asking the recruits. Are you going to sign in the early signing period? When are you wanting to take your official visits? And then they have to strategize, okay, look, this kid's had enough of it. He's wanting to sign in December. We'd like to bring him in the third week in January because we're not sure where he rates on our board. But if we don't bring him in now, he'll be off the board. He'll be signed in December 21st.
You walk me right into the next question, the early signing period. And I've never forgotten the statement you made last year when that thing was first put into play. You said, you got to let it happen. Got to let it go a year or two, then figure out the good and the bad from it. Have you seen any effect yet, and you kind of just alluded to it, with the early signing period, December 20 to 22, and the effect it's having on LSU and other schools?
Yeah, we're not going to know. What does a recruit do? I'll just use an example. We're hearing that Pete Jenkins, this will be his last year. So if that's the case, if you're a defensive lineman and you're committed to LSU, well, don't you want to know who your defensive line coach is going to be?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if that's a big concern for you, or it just doesn't matter because you're an LSU kid and it doesn't matter, you're going to LSU regardless. You'll meet him after you sign. But if it's something that it might bother you, or you're, to me, you would want to wait.
Right.
You would want to wait till after the bowl game, and see what LSU does as far as hiring a defensive line coach. And that's going to go for many schools. I mean, you're going to have staff turnovers everywhere. Nobody
Yeah, well, and, there's going to be openings in the SEC. There's going to be openings in other conferences, and that domino effect, assistant coaches are going to start bouncing around as well. So it'll be interesting.
The early signing period, who does it really benefit? Well, it benefits the school because they're not expending the resources on you in January, basically babysitting your commitment. They've got you signed, sealed, and delivered, and they can go full bore on filling the remaining spots, which is fine. If a kid knows where he's going, it's fine. But I don't know. It's if you're the kids that go deep into the playoffs, play well into December. So they were planning on taking an official visit in January anyway. So I just wonder what the number's going to be. I don't know. I wonder if we're overestimating how big that early signing period is actually going to be used.
Well, we got to go back to what you said. We got to let a year or even 2 years pass by and then make some decisions on whether it was good, bad, ugly, what was good about it, what was bad about it, and do they make any changes. Mike, basketball recruiting, a guy who had LSU on his list has run into some legal troubles. He's been arrested. We got to let it play out before we know exactly what's going on. But a big-time kid out of Orlando, Florida, that Will Wade was recruiting, might have to put that on the back burner until the legal process runs its course.
Yeah, Emmett Williams, power forward, 5-star, Oregon LSU battle for him. Had a really good visit, I'm told, this weekend. And he was there along with Darius Days from Gainesville. And gets arrested. And so, you got to see how that plays out and what is it something that the charges are overblown, and then they get more information and realize it's something that
right,
a spurned girlfriend or whatever, and but if you're Will Wade or any first-year coach, you're looking at that and that's not the kind of start I want to get off to, taking risk.
Yeah, well, Will Wade, they were picked 14th in the SEC by the media this week. No East and West divisions in men's basketball, and so that's right what you want when you're a first-year coach.
Man, maybe I'm wrong, but I got to think when he saw that, he was like, "Oh, that's perfect,"
Hey, Mike, tell everybody about TigerBait.com and why they should subscribe and get all the information you guys put out.
Yeah, all-day chat every Wednesday. We answer questions day and night. We got all our recruiting coverage, high-definition video of prospects. We got 2 or 3 camera crews out every Thursday, Friday, Saturday night shooting games of all the prospects we're talking about. And, of course, we're going full bore covering LSU basketball. A lot of excitement with Will Wade. And so check us out at TigerBait.com. If you're an LSU fan, give us a subscription. We really think you'll enjoy the website.
Thank you very much, Mike.
All right, Tommy, thanks.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, come back, get you some of Ed Orgeron's answers to the media questions right after this pause on Tigers Roar. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Jordy Hultberg for Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market at 12451 Old Jefferson Highway. Chairman's Reserve steaks, their pork, their chicken, their seafood, top of the line. Primo barbecue pits, Icy Tech coolers. They can go anywhere and cater anything for you. Go to 751-7665 to call Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market, where good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a Formal Affair.
My name is Raven. I work at Debbie's Bridal, and she makes your dreams come true.
6, 5, 4, 3.
I'm back. Roger Cador here. Come watch Clarence Bugs and I as we team up to bring up all of the positive things taking place at Southern University in the state of Louisiana. It can all be seen on the Pelican Sports. That's the best one. That's it. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. That's the best one.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. Medicare's annual election period has begun. If you already have Medicare, new benefits may now be available with no copays, no deductibles, or $0 premiums. Call now to speak to a licensed insurance agent who can help guide you step by step through a free analysis of the benefits available to you. And you may be eligible for plans that even include additional coverage for dental, vision, and prescription drugs. MedicareAdvantage.com searches thousands of insurance plans from leading insurance companies. We'll help you find plans that may cost you less, cover more benefits, and give you more choices, like home delivery of your prescriptions, gym memberships, and even over-the-counter allowances for everyday needs, like antacid, allergy medicine, vitamins, and even toothpaste. Don't miss the deadline to enroll. It's time to get more out of Medicare.
Call 800-230-3306. That's 800-230-3306. 800-230-3306. Call now.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
For total home pest control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For total pest control for your home or business, call the original Salvant.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
We continue with Tigers Row, of course, each and every week when Coach Orgeron meets with the media. There's some question and answers. Obviously, no presser next week with the open date. As I mentioned earlier, we'll get a little focus on basketball next week for you, a little more basketball stuff. Try to even get a basketball guest or two. Typically, we've done that each year on Tigers Row during the open day because, heck, it's about to be basketball season, and we won't have a football game to preview. But backing it up, Coach Orgeron earlier this week out on the campus met with the media on his weekly press luncheon. Here's some of those question and answers right now.
Going back to Dante for a second, I mean, the couple game or the games before this past weekend hadn't received a lot of targeted, not a lot of action. Obviously, he talked about staying focused every play as if he were going to get targeted, but that's easier said than done. How difficult is it to be able to turn it on like that in a big moment?
You know, you got to play every play one play at a time. It's a cliche, you know what I'm saying? But at that position, we play man coverage almost every down. He's one-on-one. You cannot relax. But you know what? They threw some balls his way, especially on the last series, and he shined. Now, I know he wanted to pick that thing off for an interception. Maybe he'll get the next one. But I'm pleased with his – he's one of the guys that after the Troy turned it up. After the Troy game, I felt that he turned it up. He turned up his practice habits. He's been more vocal. He's been more of a leadership role, and it's showing on the field. And his fellow teammates follow him, especially – at the defensive backfield unit, and he's done a tremendous job of leading those guys.
Coach, Ed, you're obviously doing something different than most teams, kind of without having a special teams coordinator. What do you credit the kind of across-the-board improvement from a few weeks ago to now with
First of all, you know, our special teams analysts, I always struggle with that word. And Greg McMahon, you know, he's in the office at, I believe, 4 o'clock every morning and gets out of there about 10. And all he does is work on special teams. Then every coach meets with them, including me. He's the first guy I go see because he's in the office first. I go drink coffee. He has a nice little coffee machine in there, so we drink coffee and we talk special teams. And we talk about the roster. We talk about the personnel. And then we have a recruiting a special teams meeting every day at 1:30. He tells us what we're going to do. The guys take it to heart. They go install it in the meeting. We in the meeting. Greg's in the meeting, but he does not speak. He can't coach the players or the coaches in the meeting. Our special teams, our assistants do a great job of installing what he tells us to do. We go out on the field and we treat special teams like offense, defense. We work very hard on the fundamentals. We had a little technique, a very simple little technique where Greg found something on film where we can double team somebody, and we used a technique that he brought from the NFL, and Corey taught it to our punt return unit, and we did it, and we scored a touchdown. So the details of having somebody working on special teams all throughout the day, and then giving each coach a specific unit, and I know those coaches take pride in it. It's like they're their own little coordinator of that unit, and they coach it with energy, and our guys see it. Our guys have bought into special teams, especially the last 2 weeks, with the difference in the game.
Coach, more on Dante. You talked about how teams are kind of going at him now. 4 consecutive plays, he had a pass breakup. Have you ever seen a DB get 4 in a row like that?
No, not like that. I thought it was a tremendous job. And he is. We know he's a tremendous player. And, we have a saying, big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. He did it.
Coach, do you believe the crowd impacted the game in the second half? Auburn was dropping passes. Seemed like they might have been a little shaken up.
No question. You could feel it. And I want to thank them. And it was a difference. And it was hard for them to get their singles off. They had a couple of penalties. It gave our guys energy. You can see the sideline. One thing I want to talk about is guys like Tre'Davious White on the sideline, Ricky Jefferson, Lyle Collins, Brandon LaFleur on the sideline, just giving energy, all the ex-players. The sideline was exactly what you'd want in an LSU football team playing with passion.
Coach, right here in the back, we've heard you say LSU takes pride in bump coverage. How do you feel these corners you guys have match up with some of these big physical receivers that Ole Miss has?
I'll tell you that Saturday night about 11:30. This is going to be a challenge now. They're big, they're physical, they catch the ball. This is one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the country. This guy's going to play in the NFL. He has a tremendous release. There's 3 receivers on this team that will be drafted in the top 3 rounds. They're very talented. This is going to be a challenge for us.
Coach, can you talk about Russell Gage, what he's done the last 2 weeks, and not only that, but on special teams, downing the punt on the 3-yard line? Could you make an argument that maybe he's, if not your best, one of your best players over the last 2 weeks?
No question. He's made a difference in our football team. Not only his playmaking ability, his leadership, his confidence, what's he doing in the meeting rooms, what's he doing on the football field at practice, what he's saying at halftime. Hey, we got this. Hey, we're going to do it. Give me the ball. And the way he practices on special teams, the things that he does when he doesn't have the ball in his hand, his blocking, his leadership has been phenomenal. In the last 2 weeks, you can argue that he's been our MVP, if we would have one.
Sure, Head. After the way the kicking game went for a couple weeks, how much of a relief is it to not really have to worry about that at least as much this week?
I'm proud of Connor Cup. I'm really proud of him. He went through some adversity like we all do. He answered the bell. I felt like the first field goal that he had it. And because he'd been kicking like that in practice, you can see his confidence level rise up. He's been saying things in the meeting with confidence. And so we're happy to see that. We still have a ways to go. We think we're putting the ball very well in field position. We're protecting very well. Now we're getting our return game. The punt return game is coming alive. We need to get our return game, a kickoff return game coming alive. But other than that, I'm proud of them. And I'm proud of the protection that Jeff Grimes has done a tremendous job with our line in the protection.
You opened up mentioning Coach Miles. Probably not every coach in your shoes would be comfortable having his predecessor come back this quickly, and probably not everybody in his shoes would be comfortable doing it. Just what do you think makes you two guys different in that respect?
We've always had a great relationship. I mean, I always wanted to come to LSU. He tried to hire me before I went to Tennessee. When I was at Ole Miss, he was very complimentary of the way my team played. We'd go to Destin on trips. His family would be there. I remember when our kids were like that. It's kind of like we've been friends. And then he hired me to come here. I didn't have a job, so I'm forever grateful for that. And he moved me up to recruiting coordinator. And I've always had a great relationship with him and always had respect for the job that he did here, and that is never going to change.
And now it's LSU in the thick of things in the West because they're 2-1, 5-2.
Ed, you talk about a lot of things that you changed as a coach since you were at Ole Miss. Could you imagine if you didn't learn those things, if you didn't have that job, would you be here today? You know?
No. It was a stepping stone. It was something I needed, and I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful for the mistakes that happened there. And hopefully I don't make them here. I know I learned my strengths and weaknesses as a head coach. And then I learned how to hire guys that are good at what I'm not good at. And we're doing that here. We got some guys that are very strong in a lot of areas that I need, and I rely on them. Back then I wouldn't do that.
I know it's been 10 years. Is there anybody there that you still talk to that's in the administration or just out to school at all? Is there any connection?
You know, I used to stop at the Exxon and get a chicken on a stick, and it was fantastic. And I hope that cook is still there, and I can stop and say hello to her. That's about all I remember.
This is in Oxford? Or,
yeah.
Exxon?
Chicken on a stick.
How
it was phenomenal.
It's good chicken on a stick?
The best I ever had. Not better than Razor Case.
Ed, one more. John Battle, how close was John to playing, and where do you see him?
I can see him practicing this week. I can see him being limited, but I can see him practicing. Thanks, Coach. Thank you, guys.
That was that little thing we talked about earlier. He forgot about his little personal thing with Raising Cane's there. Oh, well, hey, it happens, all right. But, hey, they'll head on up there with a lot of confidence, obviously coming off of the road win against Florida, the home comeback victory against Auburn. Ole Miss, like I said, they're going to throw their best punches. They got a quarterback that can be very, very effective. One time an LSU commitment that didn't work out, playing for the Ole Miss Rebels. We'll take our final break. We'll come back, tell you about the radio station, the post-game show, and a few other things right after this pause. On Tigers Roar, we want you to spread the roar. Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans, and, of course, on the internet at PelicanSportsTV.com, YouTube.com/Pelican Broadcast. And we'll come back and put a wrap on it after this pause. Stay with us.
Taste the feeling.
Creel Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creel Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
Acord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Acord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including Optimap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Acord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Acord Eye Clinic, Vision Source.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a Formal Affair.
My name is Raven. I work at Debbie's Bridal, and she makes your dreams come true.
Remind you about WUBR, the radio station, the Jim Rome Show, each day, Monday through Friday from 11 to 1, the Jim Rome Sports Minute at 4:58 on the tail end of Pelican Sports Radio. Hey, get our free app. It's WUBR. Just search for it at your App Store or Google Play and take us with you wherever you go. Jordy Hultberg, Buddy Sanji, myself, Dave Scandaliato, the Meat Man, on Fridays from 5 to 6 with his wagering information. Ken Trahan's Original Prep Report, the most comprehensive coverage of high school football you're going to find every Friday night. That's an award-winning show, reports from up to 40 stadiums, and it's connected to the best scoreboard I've ever seen for prep football all across the state, all classifications, at CrescentCitySports.com. Weekday nights through the night, in the evening and through the night, Louisiana Music Hall of Fame radio hosted by Mike Shepard. Don't forget Carlos Brown. He'll broadcast live from Jackson, Mississippi. Jaguars playing J-State this weekend. Big game up in Jackson, big SWAC game. Carlos will be live 10 a.m. to 12 noon from Jackson, Mississippi, getting you ready for Southern and J-State Saturday evening up there on the road. So do check out our radio station, WUBR. And when you got the app, you can get the post-game show. That's right, the Pelican Sports post-game show immediately following LSU Ole Miss. The Kickers at 6:15, ESPN, the main platform. So you're looking at 9:30, 9:45 when we go on the air, Buddy Sanji and myself. Most importantly, your phone calls, your text messages. We'll have reports from the Bart Hemingway Stadium up in Oxford. We'll have the stats. We'll have plenty of information. It's a 90-minute program right after the game. You don't have to wait to make the call, send in the text message. We'll mix it up with everything about the LSU Ole Miss game from Oxford. The TV portion of that 90-minute program replays on Sunday mornings in case you want to check it out, in case you miss it that night. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook. Facebook page is Pelican Broadcasting. Twitter account is @Pelican Sports. Got the YouTube channel where you can watch a lot of our stuff. Postgame, Tigers Roar, Sports Shorts with Ronnie Rance, The Roger Kadar Show. Watch it at your convenience at youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. So we want you to check that out. Connect with us on social media. We always enjoy hearing from people, and we appreciate all the support of Tigers Roar as well as the post-game show. Open date next week. We'll talk some Tiger basketball. We'll be here. On behalf of everyone at Pelican Broadcasting, takes a lot of people to put this together. Most importantly, we thank you for watching and spreading the roar and talking about it. My name's Tommy Chrysan. This has been Tigers Roar on Pelican Sports TV. Talk to you again real soon.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-654-9927, 800-654-9927.
6, 5, 4, 3.
I'm back. Roger Kadar here. Come watch Clarence Bugs and I as we team up to bring up all of the positive things taking place at Southern University in the state of Louisiana. It can all be seen on the Pelican Sports. That's the best one. That's it. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. That's the best one.